This video is all about our Chile earthquake case study. It's our HIC case study, and this earthquake occurred at 3:34 in the morning on the 27th of February 2010. The epicenter was 115 kilometers away from Concepcion, which is Chile's second largest city. It measured an 8.8 on the Richter scale, so significantly more in magnitude than our Haiti case study, our LIC case study. However, we'll see contrasts in primary and secondary effects and also responses with this case study. Now, this occurred because of a destructive plate boundary, whereby the Nazca plate subducted beneath the South American plate. So remember, two plates colliding, one subducts, and the Nazca plate is the one that subducts in the case of the Chile earthquake in 2010. Now, we'll first start off by looking at primary effects. And now there were 500 deaths in the Chile earthquake, 12,000 people were injured. There was approximately 500,000 homes damaged. As we can see in the photograph here, that building is considerably damaged, as well as if we look at the photograph on the right, it shows us that several roads were destroyed, as well as several buildings, along with hospitals. In addition to this, Santiago's airport was slightly damaged as well. We then go on to look at the secondary effects. Much of Chile lost power, water, and communication. Several of the Pacific countries were hit by the tsunami, which was set off by the earthquake. So this secondary effect, has more devastating impact than the first initial natural hazard, because you've got two natural hazards in the same event. A fire at a chemical plant on the outskirts of Santiago meant that the area had to be evacuated. So there's many secondary effects with the Chile earthquake. In terms of responses, there was obviously the immediate responses and long-term responses. Immediately, the emergency services acted swiftly. International help did also take place, and this was needed to supply field hospitals, satellite phones, and floating bridges. Temporary repairs were made to the important Route 5 North-South Highway within 24 hours, which enabled aid to be transported and distributed, something that is really, really different to our LIC Haiti case study, whereby they had to wait 3 days for the aid. In addition to this, power and water was restored to 90% of homes within 10 days after the earthquake, which meant that people could get their lives back up and running after this event. Longer term, then, the government launched a housing reconstruction plan, and this was to help nearby households, approximately 200,000 households that they helped, and also those homes that were destroyed because of the tsunami. We can see in the picture here, this is the rebuilding of those houses. Chile has a strong economy, therefore it could be rebuilt without need for much foreign aid. And the president also announced that it would take about 4 years to fully recover from the damage to buildings and ports, which again, if we compare that with our Haiti case study, that wasn't the case. Haiti's still struggling to recover now, whereas Chile have probably been recovered now for about 11 years. These houses also meant that if there was any future earthquakes, they would be protected.